What's going on, guys? Curtis, Thatturbodakota. It's been a minute. So I was gonna give you guys some updates of what I have going on. Nothing real cool, just a lot of things going on in the background. First and foremost, as you can tell, the Dakota is doing great. Just pulled out of the garage so I can start my project for today. We did hit Chrysler Carlisle. As you saw my little short, raging hot. Had a great time with the Dakota guys. Saw some really nice stuff. It was hot. It was really, really hot. So, really didn't videotape. And I'm not super comfortable doing it in public anyway. But yeah, other than that, haven't been to the track with it this year. All my time concentration has been going into that thing out there, which we're going to talk about, which correlates with, obviously, there's a motor on that stand. Honestly, that's where all my time's been. The machine shop had it for a while. We got it back. We'll go through some of the details on it. It's a mild-ish build. No intentions of making it a race car. Just wanted it to be a strong puller. A couple things I've done to it while it's sitting out here is, I wanted to take advantage of the fact that it was on jack stand. So, swap the rear in. The original rear for this truck was limited slip. The rear I got out of the V10 truck, which was where we got our frame from, was not. It's nothing wrong with it. It's actually sitting right there, just a little bit of grass around it. But we went ahead and made that swap. That took a while. Axle seals, did a couple other small things under it. Also had an axle seal leaking out front, so as you can tell, this thing's still apart. One thing led to another. Apparently, I needed a special tool to put the axle seal in, so we did all that. Put the axle seal in. Needed a case spreader to get the carrier out to get to the axle seals. So it was just a lot of waiting and fussing around. But today, my plan is to assemble the short block. So let me get this thing out of a bag, and we will show you what we got going on with it. All right, there she is in all her majesty. So let's take a minute and we'll talk about what we had done to this thing. If you don't remember, I don't even know if I mentioned it. At one point, I pushed the head gasket for whatever the reason was. The coolant overflow was getting filled up. I put a head gasket in it. Apparently, at some point when I did that, one of the washers from the grid heater, actually, that was external, fell in the motor, and I must have forgot. And I know on fire up, after the first head gasket, it made a bunch of noise. I thought it was injector knock. Then it blew the head gasket again. So I decided, pulled it apart again and then found a washer smashed on top of the piston. So at that point I said, you know what, let's just have it rebuilt. Because when I first bought it, we just did a freshen up because it was bone stock. So ended up going 20 over pistons. So that is a Male, whatever you want to call it. Power pack piston. So it's an upgrade over stock. The bowl looks a bit different. Teflon coated skirts. So it's got that in it. Stock rod, stock crank, ARP main studs in it, and then ARP rod bolts because it did have 240 on it. So all the hardware needed replaced. So, that should be able to put up with some abuse, more abuse than I'm ever going to run through it. Again, not a race car, I just wanted to make it run better. From the factory, these things are rated for 160 horsepower. So that's the short block, and then the head we're going to put on it is in this mound of parts over here. As you can see on the box, that's a power-driven diesel, stage 1, lightly CNC ported, new valves, upgraded valve springs, stainless steel O-ring. So it does have an O41 or 40 thou O-ring in it, and that's to help crush the fire ring into it, just to help it out for longevity. Again, it's not going to be running so much boost through it or making so much power that it probably even needs that, but we got it because I wanted to do it right the first time. And then the only other thing I have is ARP 625s, which if you're into diesels or know anything about diesels, they're the expensive ones. They make a 220 is what I was running that are $500 or $600 or however much they are, and they make these 625s. If you want to know how much they are, look it up. It's gross, but there's a reason for that. Much higher torque value to them, which means a higher clamp. So between that and the O-rings, we should be good. I'm just working on putting this thing back together. I've had very little time. unfortunately, I did get the rear main end. I actually bought a special tool and we put what they call a wear ring on it. Amazon tool, believe it or not, that thing worked great. There's really not much to it. It's a machine piece of aluminum with some studs. Worked absolutely amazing. Take it nice and slow and put that on there. So today, I also want to paint it. Get some paint, some primer, some paint on it. But before I can do that, I've got to put the front covers cleaned up. I do need to knock some of the loose paint off of it. So we're going to do front cover, tappets, camshaft, oil pan. I'll get the bottom is built the best I can. Then we'll tape it up, throw some paint on it, make it look halfway decent. As if now's the time. So pretty much that. So it's just engine assembly, which is going to take forever. So you're going to see this. It's, you know, it's not like all in one day. You're going to see it multiple days. I do have other things going on. But yeah, so let me get after it, and then I'll kind of check in as I go and show you what's up. Maybe at some point we'll look at the cylinder head because I'm excited about that. It's a nice piece. So see you guys in a little bit. Well, days later, I got it together. I ended up primering and painting the block, getting everything bolted on. Got a fleece coolant bypass and a billet flex plate for it. Prepped all the hardware out, got the cylinder head ready, and I'm about to bolt this thing back together. So hopefully it'll be ready to drop in the truck soon. There's the power-driven diesel head with the stainless O-rings in it. So I'm going to keep bumping along, but I just want to give you some progress as I slowly but surely get this bad boy together. I'll be back here in a little bit. Well, we got the old girl ready to go in the truck. We're about to move a bunch of stuff around to get it kind of placed. I got to shuffle some stuff around. But hey, I'm going to insert a clip real quick of Sean's twin turbo Camaro on the dyno. Just a little bit of filming I did. Was kind of busy at the time, so I didn't get the whole thing. But watch that, and then when you come back, maybe we'll have this thing in the truck. Well, there's nothing like starting a video off like that. We got Sean's car on the dyno, aluminum motors back in it. I'm gonna do some videotaping today while you listen to this very loud thing run. Hopefully we'll get it straightened out and make a little bit of power. So stay tuned. All right, we've done, what do we do? Drivability stuff, a bunch of part throttle stuff. I got my butt kicked because I'm still learning with the dyno. We got the boost pipe on. We're going to do some full throttle runs. I'm going to let Sean tape. So let's see what happens.
Not bad.
656.
Yeah.
Not too bad. We're gonna want some fuel, especially towards the end. That was, oops, I'll tell you guys here in a second. That was, that was only 6 pounds. 5 pounds.
Yeah, I was going to say, should have been around 5, 6 pounds.
5 or 6 pounds, yep. Okay, well, let me clean the fuel up, and I'll come back here in a second. We'll talk to it. And like that, it's complete. Just kidding. There's been like 500 miles on this thing already. Finished it up a while ago. It's always hard for me to film when I'm working. But again, 500 miles so far, doing pretty good. I keep checking it for leaks and everything. I swear this thing just wants to fight me. Still a couple, the power steering pump seeping. I mean, it's pretty new, but it really doesn't have nothing to do with the motor. I think it runs great. Another thing I did was upgraded steering damper. See, if you look down under there, that's a Fox ATS adjustable. So I did that. Did front end alignment, put some extra caster in, trying to get it to ride nice with these tires. But that's about it for this one. Sorry, it's just been so far and few between. But I'm gonna probably get this thing cleaned up and on to the next thing. See ya.